Vietnam. What? Yeah, whatever. Go away. All right. Okay, it's a 38-minute. So 14, 15 and 8 is 23. So 20.
Hello there. This is Mark Freckleton. Glad to be here. Looks like we had a little attrition due to the holiday, if Halloween's really a holiday. But we got a couple of good, loyal members here, so I'm glad to talk to you. Now, I want to make sure you can hear me, so I'm going to put that in. And I know there's a 20-second delay, or more like a 40-second delay from the time I start talking until you're able to hear me. And so I'm going to account for that. But I want to welcome you here, and I want to congratulate you on having completed this course. I mean, that's an accomplishment, and you should feel good about that. You have learned a lot about what you're going to need to do to make this business work. And I want to assure you that you have the knowledge you need in order to do it. We included everything that you would need to be successful as an IBO. Now, that doesn't mean you can get, that does not mean you cannot get more successful, of course. I mean, we're all for that as well. But you've got the foundation here. You can do it. Now, I want to mention that, well, I don't know if I gave you my definition of theory, which is theory is systematically organized knowledge. All right, well, you got to have the knowledge, right? It's probably a good idea if you know what you're doing. But you also need to have that knowledge in a organized fashion, and you want to apply that knowledge within a system. So that's what we have here. One Mentor is an organization of knowledge, and it gives you a system that will help you in applying that knowledge effectively. And so all you got to do is the little things, as we have told you, and that's, I want you to think of it that way, because if you think of the totality of everything that you got to do in order to become an F5 and start making it, well, at F5, the commissions are equal to the national household median income. Okay, that's enough to live on for most people. But if you're going to get there, you got to believe that you can do it. And I don't want you to think of, oh, how difficult this could be to get to that level because of all of the hassle and everything you got to do, and you got to have too much knowledge, and you got to have too many connections, and if you don't have an Ivy League education and enough money to fund your, that's not necessary. All that's necessary is you do the little things. The little things could be as simple as what we're going to challenge you to do now. You've got access to the challenge team. As we finish up here, we'll send you out the email that has the form that you'll submit in order to refer someone to the challenge team. It's very simple, and it's the same kind of form as what you got your schedules on, except it's got different information in it. All you have to do is qualify the person and send it in. How simple is that? How about you set yourself a quota so you can make sure that you're doing this on a regular basis? Say you pledge that you will send in 3, 4, maybe 5 of these a week, these referrals. Now, is that possible for you? Well, yeah, it is possible for you. You know, there are things that you can control and things that you cannot control, and you want to be able to differentiate those. What you can control is, well, let me talk about what you cannot control. You cannot control how somebody is going to respond to your sharing. You can control whether you share, right? Now, I want to assure you that you don't have to worry about negative reactions or responses, because remember the examples I gave you, where if someone is expressing dissatisfaction with their financial state to any degree, I mean, the ones you'd like to hear are, oh man, you know, I got a raise 6 months ago and I'm not living any better than I did before. As a matter of fact, things are tighter. Well, that's human nature. That's the way it usually happens, because you make more money and psychologically, subconsciously, you start spending more, right? And maybe you're spending more than you were when you're making less money. Well, of course you are, but I mean, more than the increase in your spending might be more than the increase in your pay. So yeah, you're falling behind. Well, you know, that's what happens if you don't control your spending and control your money. It's not an accident that the office in a business that takes care of the money coming in and going out is called the controller, right? Controls the funds for the company. Well, you yourself are worth much more than any single company. And so you need to be your own controller and make sure you're managing the money. But on the other hand, this person might not have known that or isn't doing it. And when they express that frustration, then all you have to do is empathize with them. Oh, I know that is always so hard, because you get this more money, but it doesn't seem to do you any good. You're not getting ahead. Well, you know, I'm using a tool that I discovered that really helps me with that, because it does keep things in line. It helps me to know what I'm spending. I can see everything I spend, everything I'm getting in, everything I owe, everything I own on one page on my computer, on one app. And that allows me, and it gives me a budget so that I know what I should be spending when. And that helps me control things. It helps me get out of debt, because it suggests a plan for me to accelerate the payment of my debt, getting rid of it faster. It's really a wonderful little tool that I've got here. Well, this person who is concerned enough about not getting ahead to bring that subject up has to be impressed with that. Well, now you have a referral. Remember, all the person needs in order to be a qualified, I mean, your prospect here, all your prospect needs in order to be a qualified referral is first to know that this is Wake Up Now, and Wake Up Now has these various products that help make your life better. Secondly, that somebody will be calling to explain it all. Okay, that's what your prospect needs to know. Now, the challenge team needs to know who this prospect is, and of course the contact information, but also a little bit about that prospect's background and philosophy of life and outlook and financial standing. I mean, you don't have to write a biography, but can you see the difference between Frank and Marianne here? Frank has worked in the county library system for 18 years. He's a bureaucrat. Whereas Marianne is an entrepreneur and has been self-employed doing her own thing for 18 years. Can you see they have very different personalities and philosophies and outlooks on life? And if the challenge team were to treat Frank as though he were an entrepreneur, it would scare him off, because that's foreign to him. And if they were to treat Marianne as though she is a 9-to-5 employee in a bureaucracy, that would bore her to tears and she would have no interest in it. So it helps if they know something about this person, and it also helps if they know what brought this person to them and what about Wake Up Now were they most interested in, because that's going to be the emphasis of the conversation. Okay? So Any help you can give the challenge team will make it easier. But let's get back to what I was saying before. It's a simple matter of just doing the small things. So if you say, okay, I am going to submit 3 referrals per week. First of all, let me mention that if you do that faithfully, then you'll probably, I mean, the numbers and the odds tell us you'll add 2 people. Well, now let's be very, very conservative. You'll add a person to your organization per week. All right, maybe more, but if we just say 1 a week, because see, once you got 3 in your organization, you put them 3 different lines, and now you are a D3, director 3, and you get $100 a month commission. Now, if you have 3 people under each of those 3, that's a total of 12, of course. Now you're an F3, and your commission goes up to $600. Furthermore, you get to net out $500 because your bill for the Explore pack is no longer $150, it's only $100. Well, wow, you're saving money all over, plus you're making more money. And all you have to do is just make sure that each of those 3 people you got have 3 people under them. Now, if they get them themselves, then that's fantastic. And if they need some help from you, that's fantastic. Isn't that doing you good too? Aren't you able to feel good about yourself for the fact that you're actually taking care of yourself? And so, yeah, it's, I mean, it's good all around. And maybe it's a combination. You got Tom, Dick, and Harry as those 3 positions. And Tom is just a go-getter, and he takes care of business, and he gets his own 3 people. Dick manages to get 2 in, so you add 1 to benefit him. Harry does nothing. Well, that's okay, because if you get 3 go-getters under Harry, Harry is a drone, but all that volume is going to flow through him. He won't benefit much unless he qualifies, but you benefit because those 3 people under him are good and they're productive. So you see, if you participate with your recruits and help them get started, then that's good for you. Well, on that note, don't you think that if someone is interested enough in Wake Up Now that they sign up in the first place, and by the way, that's what the challenge team will be emphasizing. Now, if it comes down to the only result of the challenge team talking to them is that they get on auto ship for Thunder, well, okay, that still gives you volume. But the challenge team is really going to be focused on getting them signed up as an Explore Pack member. It benefits you, it benefits them, right? They get access to everything, and you get more volume yourself. But if they have to sign them up as that new one, you know, I can't remember what it's called, there's only 125 instead of 150, well, okay, so be it. It still benefits you, doesn't it? And it still benefits them. If you get a person who kind of loses the vision after all of that, after they got persuaded to join and then they stop doing it, what's going on there? Well, I think a lot of it, in most cases, we could say, they don't understand what they need to do. And people are afraid to take action when they don't know what they should be doing, right? So how about you help them out? Now, you can either train them yourself, and that's the way it is in every other direct marketing company that I know of, is that it's up to the sponsor to train the people. Wake Up Now is unique in that it has the one mentor system. I gotta tell you, I'm proud of that, because a year and a half ago, my partner and I decided it would be a whole lot easier for us to build our organization as IBOs if we had some systemized way of training people. Remember my definition of theory is systematically organized knowledge. Well, that system is very important. So we decided, well, let's just have them in a training course. That's what I'd been doing for 17 years of my life, is coaching and mentoring. Seemed like a natural. My partner is a super salesman marketer. So he kicked in the idea of the challenge team on top of that. because we both recognize that your average Joe doesn't feel comfortable going out and presenting something to someone and getting them to buy. That's a little scary for a lot of people, but the challenge team takes over. I think in our last session, I talked to you about that analogy of the deep sea fishing. Remember that? If you're out there on the boat in the Gulf and you hook this monster marlin, 800-pound fish, well, then you might not have the expertise to reel it in, right? Might be a little scary for you. Okay, what do? You hand the pole over to a crew member who's expert at that, has done it many times, knows how to do it without breaking the line or breaking the pole or losing the fish. He brings it in, but when you get back to port, you're the one that poses with the fish on the scale. You're standing next to it so that you can show it to all your friends back home. So you get to brag about catching the fish. Well, you did catch it, didn't you? I mean, you set the hook. Someone else reeled it in, but that's fine. That's what the challenge team is all about. That's what it does. You just want to make sure that you share with people. So going back to the basics, all you got to do is say, okay, I'm going to share with 3 people every week. Well, that's not even one a day, right? That's like one every 2 days. So I don't think that is a heavy burden for you. You should be able to do it, but then you have to focus on that. And you see why I talk about how important it is that you have that you use the products extensively, continuously. They're part of your life and you're part of them, and you are a wake up now person. And then what happens is, if the conversation comes down to someone talking about an issue or a concern or a problem or even a need or a want, and that could be addressed by something the Wake Up Now has, then it's a natural thing for you to just jump in and say, oh, well, I know how hard it is to maintain all the records you need when you're self-employed to file your taxes, because you don't get to just do it at the end of the year. You got to do it quarterly, and that's a hassle. And you got to have all the stuff there, and you don't get the W-2s that lay out everything. You don't have the withholding. So isn't it great to have a tool that helps you with that and sets it up for you? Well, that's what TaxBot does. Now, do you see that if you introduce to the TaxBot to someone that has struggled with that, it's going to be all that more welcome. And you have not imposed on them. You haven't told them what to do. You haven't tried to sell them anything. They're not going to feel like you're pressuring them or pushing them. And yet you're supplying a need. And that is what selling is all about, is supplying a need, right? People only buy when the thing they're buying fulfills a need that they feel. Now, what's a need? I mean, that's up to them, right? The only real needs we have is food, oxygen, water, and sleep, and maybe shelter. But if you feel it's a need, then you will take action to fulfill that need. And you've done that for them. All you have to do is listen to them as they talk and ask them questions that will encourage them to talk more and more about that. Now, of course, you got a direction there. If you suspect this person struggles with taxes, or if you know this person's self-employed, then you know that that's a fertile field there. If this person has financial struggles, living paycheck to paycheck, things are tight, maybe they got debt, well, then you would let them tell you their pain with that. People love to be able to talk about their feelings in a safe and welcoming environment. So you're doing them a favor by letting them vent, but at the same time, they're telling you what they need. And so then all you got to do is say, hey, I've been using this tool. Have you noticed that every time I say that, I have been using this? I don't say, I know about this tool. No, I've been using this tool that will help you manage your debt and actually pay it off sooner because it'll allow you to have all of your accounts, everything in one place where you can look at it on one screen on your computer, and then it will show you your debt, and it'll show you how long it'll take to pay everything off, but then it'll allow you to organize things such that it'll accelerate the payoff of your debt. It's a wonderful tool. It's done a lot of good for me. So if you give a testimonial about something you use, that is so much more powerful than say, hey, I've heard of this program here. Well, yeah, there are all kinds of programs. But if you say, I'm using this program and it's working for me, that's really powerful. Okay. Well, Tanisha, I haven't, or Tanshia, I'm sorry. I have worked with someone named Tanisha, so Tanshia. I haven't allowed, or I haven't encouraged you to ask any questions. So let me ask you, do you have any questions? Because that's what I'm here for. I want to help you out. As I said, you'll be getting an email here soon that will have the form that you use to submit referrals, and just go ahead and do that. Send them in as often as you want, as many as you want, as many as you can, because we're not going to limit you on that. And well, since you don't have any questions, then I'm not going to detain you here. Let you go, but I just want to congratulate you for finishing the course. I'm going to be watching what the challenge team does, and I expect to see a whole lot of names coming in supplied by you. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to encourage you. I've been watching you go through the course here. I remember your name, and I know that you have the wherewithal, you have the right attitude, and you've got everything you need to be very successful. Do you remember that you can have a one-on-one with me at your request? It's a personal session. And all you gotta do is email me. I'm gonna post my email address here so you can see it. I'm gonna write it correctly though, because it doesn't work if you don't get it right. And yeah, you just send in a request, and then I will call you and we'll set a time that works. And if you want to use it to get help in setting up One Finance, or, I mean, shoot, I worked with, a while back, I worked with an F3. Remember, the F3 is making like 48,000 a year, right? Off of just Wake Up Now. And we had a session where we, we had a session where all we did is talk about One Protect, and I helped him set that up. That's good enough. I mean, the guy had been with Wake Up Now for 2 or 3 years, and yet he needed some help with that. It's good. And we did that, and so it was all good. You know, it doesn't matter what you want to talk about. I'll talk about the World Series if you want to, but it just comes down to what's important to you. I've had discussions with people on how to organize their marketing campaign and what to say when they post things to social media, so that it doesn't look like an advertisement. It looks like they're really sharing, which is social media is all about. We have discussed strategies for keeping people active in their organization. And so you just tell me, by the way, oh, I got to enter that email address. Okay, there it is. By the way, what was I going to say? Oh, as far as further training, you had a question about that. Remember, this is all part of the Wake Up Now Success Academy. One Mentor is part of that. There's more to come. There's the Wolf Mentality training that's just being completed now, and it'll be ready soon. There is the Don Spini advanced training, which is kind of like you're getting an advanced degree, like your master's degree in being an IBO. Right now, you got your bachelor's degree. Isn't that sweet? but now you are going to work on your master's degree. Well, let's say that the wolf mentality training, you're going to get your master's degree. And then when you do the Don Spini, you're a PhD, right? Dr. Fluid. Wouldn't that be nice? And believe me, if you go that far with things, you are going to be some kind of an expert. And if you apply all that knowledge you get, you're going to be some kind of a high level IBO. I mean, you won't have to worry about working a job if you get through all that stuff and you apply it, believe me. So there's so much potential here for you, and let us help you do it, okay? We're here for you, and you stay in touch. We'll take care of you. I'm going to oh, so you were an F3? Well, you know what? Here's a thought to activate people. This is one of the things I talked about with that gentleman in Vancouver who wanted to get some help in how to keep people active in his organization, because yeah, he recognized that happens too. People are going to drop out anyway just because people are people. But in addition, if they don't know what they should do, they drop out. Oh, well, yeah, sure. You don't work for the post office anymore. Man, I'm afraid you might take in your assault rifle someday and shoot your colleagues. But no, I'm just kidding. But the thing is that people that know what they're doing and see a reward in it will do whatever that is, right? So shouldn't all your people be in one mentor? Do you see that? Because if they know what to do, they'll do it. And wouldn't you think that some of them here might be willing, or let's put it this way, they might do it if you give them a scholarship. Now, what does that mean, scholarship? Well, it just means you pay the tuition, right? Now, I don't suppose you're going to do that with everyone, but what if you have someone that you know has a lot of potential and could become an all-star? Or that it's someone that you think would be pretty good, but they're flat broke. Or you run into a real go-getter who's had success in direct marketing, in fact, has his or her own organization going right now. Well, that's like the football team that offers a scholarship to the 5-star recruit, right? Let's make sure this guy stays with us rather than going somewhere else. Well, think of that. Think of how much good it could do if you were to supply someone a scholarship and let them work with you. Don't be indiscriminate about it. Oh, and another thing, don't do that until they have given you a very solemn, genuine commitment that they will perform to a set level. And that set level would be that they, in my mind, it would be that they send in 3 to 5 referrals a week for the next 3 months after they finish the course, right? Because Tanshia, I am sorry, it's Friday afternoon, and it's Halloween, and we got kids walking through the office here trick-or-treating, and here I am on the phone handing out treats, and they're wondering what's going on. But yeah, well, that guy that's not computer literate, how computer literate do you have to be to listen to the webinars? Is he local? If he is, if he's nearby, then if he lives nearby, then how about you encourage him to get into one mentor, and then on the day of the session, you just go there and make sure he gets logged in and gets things started. You don't have to stay, although it wouldn't hurt you, but that way I mean, it's one of those ideas where the service you give is rewarded. Okay. It's so frustrating that there's like this 30-second delay before you can hear me, because then I have to wonder what you meant by what you said. Uh, so when you say paid for his friends, did he pay for their membership, or did he pay for one mentor? What was it he paid? And if he did, is he still doing the business? Anyway, I'll just let you answer me there. But okay, point is, there's so much potential here for you, and we want to help you. And I hope that you'll get in touch with me. So, I hope you'll get a hold of me so we can do that one-on-one, because I'd love to do that with you. Anything to help you. And just stay in touch, okay? If you have questions, shoot me an email, because I will answer them. Okay? Now, if I don't, then send me another email telling me I'm a jerk, and then I will answer. But yeah, Tanshia, I wish you the best, and I hope you have a fantastic evening. Don't go too wild. I hope you don't live in Detroit. But just have fun, and I hope to hear from you, okay? And keep going. Okay, so yeah, again, have a great evening, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again. And yeah, in his case, well, if he's still working the business and he's still in your organization, then isn't that what you want? So just get some more people so that you can grow beyond F3. Okay, and we're here together. Take care. Look forward to talking to you. Goodbye.